I suppose, first of all, how close was James O'Connor to playing? Was this an issue he's had for a little while, or is it something he picked up recently?
No, so he did it about 30 minutes in the Auckland Test and managed to play through it. We were reasonably confident he'd come right, but he, post-Tuesday, pulled up a bit lame, so we made the call then.
Is this something that you'd hope he'd be sweet for next week, or is it that sort of minor, or is it something that you might sort of sideline him for the rest of the Tri-Nations?
No, he should be fit for next week.
And I suppose just on Noah, you've got full confidence in a guy like him to step up in a pretty big arena?
Yeah, look, he's a young man, but as we've seen with the Brumbies, dealt with the responsibility of playing at that level really well, and he slotted in nicely here. He obviously was on the bench and didn't get on, so obviously very exciting for him and his family to earn his first cap on Saturday.
Dave, you got any sort of restrictions on Noah's game? Obviously, I mean, what's your plan for him? What have you told him?
No, there's no restriction. His job's to get out and implement our plan. He's been training with us for 5 weeks, so he's very clear. He's very studious. I know he roomed a bit with James, and he's been quizzing him on a lot of stuff. And he's a smart kid, so he'll go into the game really well prepared. And we just want him to get out and play, be instinctive, because he's done all his homework.
You've gone from 2 tests having James O'Connor and Matt Tamua to Noah Lolesio, Ire Simone. How do you feel about that? It's quite as a coach, or I suppose you're not quite sure how the cards are going to fall.
Yeah, you've gone from 100 and something caps to 0. Look, there are a couple of guys who played a lot of footy together. He's been excellent. He's a great communicator. We felt we missed some opportunities at Eden Park just through a lack of talk, and so he's really strong, with and without the ball in regard to our communication. And look, he's a big man who can carry and got a good skill set, kicks well. So we're pretty excited by that, and for him playing outside Noah, that's going to help the young man. They've got a good combination, and obviously Nick White from the same club inside him.
Was that a factor, the combination, the comfortableness of Ire and Noah knowing each other in terms of picking Ire at 12 rather than maybe shifting someone else in or shifting Hunter Paisami in? Was it the familiarity for him?
If James had played, he would have still started. So, Hunter's been really good, really strong. He started both those tests and played big minutes. We just feel that his communication is really important for this one, and so Hunter's rolls off the bench.
Dave, now that you mentioned the bench, a couple of Fraser McDright, Tate McDermott, they're both runners, they're both live wires, really. Is that an indication that you want to speed the game up despite the fact that there might be a bit of rain or wet weather?
We're looking for a fair bit of impact off the bench. I think Jake Gordon's been really strong and probably unlucky. We're always keen to give some of our young men a crack. And they've had big super seasons, so they should come in with confidence. Tate's electric, and if we need to speed the game up, it'll be great bringing him on. And Fraser, he's so strong over the ball, and he's grown a lot in the last 5 weeks too. Obviously, Hoops has had his arm around him, and he's going to get better and better. It's just exciting that he's going to get an opportunity at such a young age.
And it's the third straight test that you've made a decision to replace the back row replacement. What are you looking for in that back row replacement?
We had a few options. We did look at maybe not having a second row and using Ned to cover that, and then having a couple of loose forwards. Even with Liam last week, he's a really good player, good leader, and gives us a lot. We're just looking for, I guess, a little bit more presence over the ball. And we think Fraser's ready to go.
Dave, do you feel this is a team for the future? Do you feel it's a team for right now?
Has to be Wayne. Yeah, look, we've certainly got an eye for the future, but it's also about winning on Saturday. We've worked really hard. I've mentioned we're going to get a lot better, and over time. But you got to get results now too, and we're well aware of the quality of the opposition. But it's exciting for us. We've got some young men who are being tested, and we're learning lots. But there's no reason why, if we go out and play at our best in the weekend, that we can't get a win.
Was there any particular game with Noah that convinced you that he was capable of playing at this level?
Oh, I'm not sure of any individual game. I mean, I thought he was outstanding against the Chiefs over in Hamilton early in the season, and sadly for him, he missed a big chunk of the rugby AU. So it probably stopped us from throwing him into the tests early, but he gets his chance now. We're totally confident that he can run a game. He's very confident, great communicator, and prepared to challenge and demand of some of the older boys out there.
How do you see the difference in sort of Noah's attacking Arsenal and what James brings in terms of how he was running the attack, Dad?
Pretty similar. Both prepared to play right on top of the defences and the ability to hit short or go back door. Both men can carry if space is in front of them, and so I think there's not a lot of difference there. Obviously one guy's got a hell of a lot more experience, and but he's got an old head on him, Noah, and we're looking forward to seeing him under a bit of pressure on the weekend.
And I suppose just on Geordie Petaia, how pleasing to see him back in the starting 15, given what he did when he came on in Auckland.
Yeah, look, he's trained really well. Obviously, he's had the odd niggle, and if you look at the last couple of years, hasn't played an enormous amount of footy, but look, he's looking great, and he's a genuine threat that the All Blacks are going to have to look after, and at times that'll create space for others.
Dave, it looks like you're pretty happy with the way the pack's travelling, judging by the selections. Can you just tell us the logic behind having Daniela take the rest from the bench this week?
Yeah, I mean, I've been pretty much playing about 40-odd minutes to 30-odd minutes type of thing, So Al come on at half-time last game. He come on about, 7 or 8 minutes into the second half of the first game. So, look, there's not a lot between those guys. We like the thought of Taniela's explosiveness coming into the game later. So, we've got a lot of positions where it's very competitive, and that's one of them.
Dave, just on Tate, obviously it's been a fantastic journey. He's one of the favourites over here in Australia. What have you made of him since you've met him, and how have his work ethic and things been like in camp?
Oh, look, he's a good man, and we've had a lot to do with these guys remotely, a lot of Zoom calls and lots of little projects we had them doing, sending us footage and so on throughout Super Rugby. So, obviously it's good to get face-to-face with them, and he's a competitive man, very electric. He's worked really hard on his core skills, which is the quality of his pass, the speed to break down, his quality of his kicking game, and he'll continue to work on those. But I thought he was outstanding for Queensland, and we hope to see a bit of that on the weekend.
Is he a genuine chance to come off the bench this weekend?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, we don't plan on Whitey going 80 minutes. He'd love to think he could, but Test match, they're pretty high demanding between Australia and New Zealand. The game was pretty quick last game, and we'd expect there to be a fair bit of running, and it'd be great for Tate to come on when there's a few tired legs out there.
Dave, do you have full confidence in Reece Hodge? Because I presume he's the backup at 10 if anything goes wrong.
Yep, correct. And yeah, we do have full confidence. He's trained there a bit. We trained him there late last week. So he's confident. The great thing about Reece, he covers the whole back line bar 9, so gives us genuine versatility there. And but like he's a big man. He's got a very big kicking game. He'll be prepared to challenge in there, and no, we've been impressed. His ability to square up the attack and so on. It's been really good.
Hey, do you find out more or less each time you come up against the All Blacks?
About us or about them?
Well, about them. Often, like you might feel like there's weaknesses that you can exploit, but obviously teams adapt. So, how do you feel now coming into your third test in a row against them?
Yeah, look, well, we've seen where we think we've created opportunities for ourselves. Where, if the boys didn't believe us after week 1, that if you turn the ball over against the All Blacks or kick loosely, you get punished. So, we're well aware if we kick, we need to be able to shut them down and apply pressure. If we're attacking, we need to be accurate and you need to tackle well. So, all the things that we did pretty well in that first test, and we were competitive. So, but yeah, look, there's little areas that we think we can hopefully get some joy. But as you say, they're a good side, and both sides should be improving throughout this period.